What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Knives of the Round Table. My name's Marco, and today we're going to be taking a look at the fixed blade Adamus. Now, the Adamus is part of the Benchmade lineup, and it's a design from Shane Siebert. And what I think it started as the full-size Adamus, a folding knife that has very similar shape to this. And then this one came out, and then now there's a mini Adamas version of the knife. And I've had basically all versions of them. The full-size Adamas is a monster knife. The folding knife, it's a monster knife. So I sold it, and now I have a mini Adamas, and you can find the review. I'll link it up if I can remember. And I'm really enjoying the mini Adamas, and that's what kind of prompted me to get now the fixed blade Adamas. I am a fan of fixed blades. I do camping. I do some outdoor stuff. So I wanted to give this a shot. So we're going to be talking about this one. So this is for a fixed blade, I would say that this is a medium size or medium to small size knife. And I've said it before, it's very difficult to find a benchmark fixed blade. If you have a suggestion, please let me know in the comments. But until I find a benchmark fixed blade, I'm gonna stick with comparing it to folding knives. And I think the most apt comparison is probably against the paramilitary 2 and the Para 3. So as you can see, size-wise, it's probably closest to the Para 2. If I compared it, look, I'll just show a quick comparison against the bug out. It's really small compared to that. And part of the reason is that most times fixed blades are used for much harder tasks. So usually they're bigger, they're heavier, they're thicker, to kind of be able to do what we're gonna ask of them. Now, I have several fixed blades in my collection, and this one I got because I think it fits, a very specific use for what I have for my needs, and that is kind of backpacking. Before I forget, this is in CPM Crewwear, as you can see right here, and so really good steel. It's one of the other reasons that I decided to pull the trigger on it. I think, for something like this, Crewwear is a really good choice. But like I was saying, the niche is for when you want a fixed blade and you're trying to maximize, or I guess I would say minimize weight, right? Because so it comes with paracord. Mine came with different colors, so I added the blue paracord on it. But it's about as light as you can get with having a blade, right? Because there's no handle, there's no wood, there's nothing that adds weight on this side. So if you're needing a knife that really requires to shave every ounce that you can, you're going to be walking with a pack for a long time, then that's kind of where this one comes in. Now, ergonomics, no surprise, are not great, right? I mean, with a paracord, it wants to feel your hand, but it isn't comfortable as all hell, right? I mean, you can feel every ridge, you can feel this, and you can do it in different ways, but generally, this is not the most comfortable knife in the world. It's far from it. It's a single blade of steel wrapped in paracord, so there's not a lot there ergonomically. The shape is good, but it's just very uncomfortable to use. So if you plan on using this on very heavy duty stuff, this is probably not what you should get. It gets the job done on a backpacking trip, and it gets most of what you need done. It's just not comfortable to use. If you decide to baton with this, it's not a great batoner because it has this very thin swedge, so it kind of destroys your baton. But if you decide to baton with it, be ready to feel it in the back of your hand. You're definitely gonna feel every impact on this. Now, Fit and finish on this knife is actually really good. There's not a lot that can go wrong with it. I've heard some stories of Benchmade quality control. I haven't experienced any of those myself. So this one is actually really good. I am really glad that they did it in crew wear, and I think it's really attractive to do it this way. I did want to touch on the sheath. So part of making it very light is that they have this Kydex sheath. I don't know if it's Kydex or just plastic. I'm not a huge fan of Kydex sheaths or plasticky, that clicky feel, and this one doesn't lock it very well. So it's okay. It'll do what it's supposed to. The knife is not coming out of the sheath, and it has all of these holes, so you can attach it to your pack in different ways. But it comes with a strap. But I wish that there was a way to have a clip, that I can clip it to something. I guess you can add a tech lock to it, but I wish that it came with it. Cutting for foot preparation while camping, it'll do very well for some for feather sticking, for those kinds of things. It's done very well. Like I said, a little bit larger processing of wood or harder use, it does the job. It cuts well, and the crew wear lasts. It has a really good edge retention, but because the handle is so uncomfortable, it's just there's not a lot that you want to do for a prolonged period of time. Like I said, so this is kind of the minimalistic fixed blade, and you give some stuff up when you take a minimalistic approach like this. You certainly have paracord, which it comes in handy in case of an emergency. But other than that, there's not a lot that you can do, with just a paracord wrapped handle. Now, I have heard, I haven't investigated it myself, but I think there's a couple of guys that are doing scales for this knife, and I think that'd be really interesting. If you like the aesthetics and the shape of the knife and the crew wear and all of the other things of the knife, but you'd rather just have it with the scales, which I think is where I would fall, then I think there's a couple guys that are making scales for it, and I think that'd probably be a really solid. It'll become a very solid knife if it had more comfortable scales. In fact, I would say Benchmade ought to make the scales, right? I mean, you make whatever, my card or something that you can screw in here, and I think that would make it a much more usable, compelling piece. And then if you decide that you want to save the weight and remove the scales, you can, and if you want to put them on, you can as well. So I think the option to have scales, I think it's available right now through third party, but I think it's something that probably Benchmade ought to do. Now, airing of grievances, what I don't like, I think I've mentioned it, it's not great ergonomically. I'm not a huge fan of the Kydex sheets. I wish it had that it came with a clip, and I hope that in the future Benchmade does scales that you can get directly from them to make this work. Overall, I think it's a decent knife. I think it's a good knife for its intended purpose, for saving a lot of weight. But just know that in that weight saving, there are trade-offs. There's some stuff that you give up, primarily in ergonomics of the handle. So guys, hopefully this will give you a good kind of faster overview. There's not a lot you can say about a fixed blade like this, but I would say if you need the weight saving, I would recommend it. If you're not counting every ounce, then I think there's better options out there that you can use. I think that's gonna do it for this one. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe. Do not turn on the notifications. I don't want to be bugging you. You come see the videos when you want to. Other than that, I'll see you at the next one. Take care.